That sounds like quite the adventure that they're
Yeah, no
having.
kidding.
I find paddleboarding like kind of difficult.
You need to have a strong core
Yeah.
if you're going to be out there.
Yeah, well, and it's like I just can't. I like hanging out on them, but like if someone's like, "Hey, you want to go across a lake in them?" I'm like, "Is this our best vehicle for this?" You know what I mean? Is this
Do we have a
the
jet ski anywhere?
Right.
Perfect weather for them, by the way, to just
Yeah.
be able to jump right
So
into
you
the
might wanna
river.
jump
It is
in.
humid.
So nice.
I'm still processing. I think Sammy made fun of my stomach. I think that's what happened.
What?
You're like, you need a strong core.
Me?
That's why you can't paddleboard.
No,
take it
not
too personally, brother.
I mean, you were complaining about the weight of a tablet the other day.
Oh,
That's fine.
wow.
That's fine.
It was dead weight. That's why I didn't do anything. 77 for a dew point in Sanford. We just heard back from the National Weather Service. That is not the highest dew point they've ever had, but it's within 2 points. 79 is a dew point that they recorded at some point. I think it was 2021. So really rarefied air, super sticky stuff. We've got some showers and thunderstorms, and our first flash flood warning of the night, which there'll probably be quite a few of right now, just popped up here in this cell because you can see it's kind of training over the foothills. Widen the picture out, we've got a tornado watch and tornado warnings in there. I could picture a box being drawn later today into the evening that might just clip Oxford County for a tornado watch, so that wouldn't shock me. A lot of spin shear in the atmosphere here. Those storms would be coming out of New Hampshire. So we've got our flash flood warning in the zone of our flood watch, where we'll see our heaviest rainfall tonight. So these cells are basically tropically infused, and you can feel that in the air mass outside. And so that means that we have a lot of what we call precipitable water. It's the amount of water basically in the atmosphere available to fall as rain. That number is really high right now. So that means that these heavy downpours will put down a lot of rain in a relatively short period of time through the late afternoon into the evening. This is 11 o'clock tonight. Looks like most of the action does stay over western Maine and the mountains, and there's not as much action along the coastline. Tomorrow morning we could see a quick downpour along the coast. I think by tomorrow afternoon we start to break out of this. We still have the tropical air, but we get rid of a lot of these downpours. Temperatures pop into the upper 80s, even some low 90s by tomorrow afternoon, and then things settle down in time for Friday, which looks like another hot and humid day. And what's interesting about this is these showers and storms in no way are going to break this humidity. We stay really sticky straight through for the next week or so. So rainfall amounts, I think this model, again, maybe it's a tiny bit too far north. I could see it stretching down into the mountains with these heavier rainfall amounts, but it's really going to be about what specific cells, thunderstorm cells, put down in one area over an hour or so. That's what it's going to come down to as far as flash flooding goes. Average high is 80. Going to be smoking that for the next week or so, especially Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. I think we're 90 plus in a lot of spots for afternoon highs. And the dew points stay around 70, guys. So we're in that ballpark straight through here. We do summer one of two ways here in Maine. You know, it was interesting, like last summer was actually not a super cold summer, believe it or not, because we stayed warm overnight, but it didn't have none that I can remember, stretches like this, where it was so warm, so humid. And there's some sun involved. I think the weekend is really nice. We've got an isolated shower, but it's hot and humid, which is, I mean, if not July, then when, right?
Sure.
So,
and you know what? With all of the heat and all of the humidity, one day where we got just tons of rain,
right?
That's not the end of the world.
Listen, we don't know what August is going to look like yet, folks.
So soak it in.
Take it while we can. Thanks, Keith.